So I had a really kind of trippy thought yesterday, and basically the gist of it is I've been in a slump lately. Been having some personal issues with relationships in my life, but I won't go too deep into that because I don't want to share that here. But essentially, yeah, I've been in a slump and I figured out a way that works for me. Maybe it's not the perfect fix, but yesterday it was kind of the realization that I had that actually got me up off my ass and I decided to work out. And it kind of changed my perspective on things, how I've been treating my body. Lately, it's not been very good. Kind of been drinking a lot, smoking weed, you name it. Fortunately, I did quit nicotine. I did quit vaping, going on about 300 days now. So that's good. And I've been on and off with caffeine. Usually I'll drink caffeine now about once a week. It used to be every single day. But recently I've been in sort of a slump. And I've been listening to Joe Rogan a lot. And I guess he just had on named Zach Bush was talking about really some sort of holistic type stuff. And I think it was one of the most entertaining episodes that I've watched in a long time on Joe Rogan. And I listen to every single episode when it comes out. Usually the day it comes out at work, I'll just pop my headphones in and continue on about my day working. But essentially the gist that I got out of it was that your body really is just a conglomeration of cells that a long time ago decided that survival would be easier if they paired up together. And over time, the stronger organism survived each generation, and over however many long years, you've turned into the perfect creation that you are. But don't get me wrong, I still consider myself religious and I still believe that there's a God, even if that God might just be the word for a higher directive. Who knows? I still like to consider myself a believer. I think that religion as a whole is better to have it than to not have it. It really kind of gives you a guideline for how to live. If you ignore the fact that people have been killing other people for the past however many thousands of years, the idea is pretty good. Otherwise, on the contrary, the idea that you're just a group of cells that are working together to survive really, for me, kind of puts a different kind of responsibility. So you're not just the ego, you're not just your thought anymore. If you realize that the you that decides what to do every day really is responsible for the health of you as an organism together. It's really your responsibility to keep all of your cells healthy. There are a lot of jobs that your cells do that don't require your consent or don't require your consciousness, but there are also a lot of processes that do. For example, your heart cells don't need to be told by you physically for every heartbeat that they need to beat to keep you alive. They just do it anyway. Your liver as an organ, you don't consciously filter things out. If anything, we kind of abuse our organs. Well, most of us do. At one point or another in our lives, we abuse them. Usually when we're younger. I know I did when I was out partying at 18 to 19, 20. Really living like there was no next party. Would I go back and change it? Probably not. I don't think I would, because I had a lot of fun and I learned a lot of things and met a lot of people. So that was the trade-off of kind of ruining my body for a couple years. You gain some life experience out of partying, but that's another video we could talk about. But back to the main topic today, taking care of your body. Just your head alone, just your brain alone has trillions and trillions of neurons. And each one of those neurons is its own cell, and inside that, its own mitochondria and its own ribosomes and all the things that make up a cell together, working together. And then inside that cell, they're working together. And then the cells together are working together. And it's just one big web of interconnected cooperation. And all this stuff is being done without your conscious decision for it to happen. Even your conscious decisions, if you want to get technical about it, really aren't your own conscious decisions most of the time. Like, for example, somebody who's addicted to alcohol probably doesn't make the conscious decision that they want to drink, they're reacting to an unconscious urge to go and drink. It's your body telling you something rather than you telling it what to do. And at the end of the day, that's, I think, the secret. And it's nothing crazy. It's no philosophy that I'm making up. This has been a thing. Other people have talked about this stuff, but it's really the fact that your ego, if you're going to have an ego, which everyone does, a lot of people in modern society, in modern philosophical theory, will tell you that the ego is not something that's good or that you want it. Like the whole psychedelic culture of like, oh, you should be taking mushrooms so that you can have an ego death, or you should be doing the psychedelic and have an ego death. The ego's not good for you, which is true. The ego can be toxic for you because of a variety of different reasons, which I'm not going to get into, but I don't think it's bad as a whole. I think without we evolved this certain way to have an ego for a reason, and it's because that ego is basically the captain of the ship that you are as a organism, as an animal, as a human. We're above animals, but we are still technically animals. But your ego is what's responsible for keeping the entire organism alive. The ego is what gives you the drive to do things, the motivation. It's essentially just a cocktail of chemicals and electrical impulses, but it does serve very important purposes. And I think the perspective change that I had that was so powerful was realizing that no matter what happens, you are responsible for the health of the cells in your body and all the things that make up you. It's realizing that you almost owe it to yourself, because much like the crew of a ship, without the captain, the crew has no one else to rely on. And maybe that's a crude comparison, but it's true for your body. Your cells really have nothing else to rely on except for you, and it's your responsibility to keep yourself healthy. It's your responsibility to keep yourself active. It's your responsibility to push through pain signals on days where you don't want to go and run, when you just feel like that burn deep in your bones, when you just want to stop your workout. You have a responsibility and a duty to push past that pain, because you're the only one that can see over the top of the trees. The rest of your body doesn't really know what's going on. It only knows, hey, this is a pain signal. We should stop. This hurts too much. And the brain's responsibility is to say, no, we're going to keep working out because this doesn't put us in danger. This keeps us fit, and it's going to keep us surviving longer than we would normally. And then you also have the responsibility after to eat healthier. And you almost want to after a big workout like that. You almost want to go and eat something healthy because you can feel it. You can feel your cells being revitalized, versus maybe you go and drink a Coke or something and you can just feel how much shittier you feel. Or if you eat something that just doesn't have the best ingredients, just how crappy that you can feel. It's your body telling you, hey, I don't want this. I don't want this. And that's a signal you should listen to. That's the pain signal that you need to turn up, is how you feel after you eat shitty food. That's the number one thing that got me health oriented. Maybe try eating organic foods. If you can afford it, go work out, go run, do long walks, do long runs, do something that challenges the body and challenges the brain. And I'm not sure who it was. It was Muhammad Ali. He said, I only start counting reps when it starts hurting. And if you think about that, like on a base level, if you can identify what the burn is, you know that it's not going to kill you, but yet your body doesn't want to do it. It will do anything but to burn. Well, it's burning because it's like this evolutionary code in our DNA is telling us we should conserve calories, like this is a waste of time. There's no food in this. There's no dopamine at the end of this workout. There's no reward. There's no reward for the pain that you're putting yourself through. Because, and your brain thinks that way because you're literally thinking with the back of your head. The frontal lobe of your brain is what's responsible for that forward thinking. It's what's responsible for, like, hey, 5 years from now, I know if I put all this effort, this like insane amount of effort in burning calories, that in 5 years from now, I'd be a completely different person. Hell, in 1 year from now, I'll be a completely different person. Hell, in 6 months, I'll be a completely different person. This is what I'm trying to tell you, and the things that like Muhammad Ali did when he said that quote, when he said that he pushes past when it starts burning, like that's what you're using there, using your frontal lobe. You're not thinking with the lizard brain. You're not thinking with the brain stem. You're thinking with the forward thinking brain. And that is the philosophy I think that can stop people from actually progressing or being differentiated from the average by thinking that way. You just apply it to almost any physically fit person. It's the type of philosophy I think that they teach you whenever you go through something hard like boot camp. It's that you have to look forward, and it's your job and it's your responsibility as the captain of your own ship to do that. And it's just something that and it's not going to be overnight. It's not a skill that you can just pick up overnight. It's something that you have to do over and over again at the beginning, even though it's really hard. After a while, you keep that momentum, and then your brain starts to rewire itself, and eventually you can become the disciplined person that you want to be. It just takes a lot of work, and it takes a lot of discipline. But nobody wakes up one morning and all of a sudden just has discipline. You are something because of the things that you do. So if you want to be disciplined, you have to start being disciplined. You have to steer that ship in the right direction. You have to be a responsible captain. You have to take care of your ship. You know what I mean? So maybe went off tangent a little bit, but just wanted to get some of those thoughts off my brain. That's really all I got. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. That's all I got today. Peace.